अरुणाचले अवीतकुजाम्बिके मधुरापुरी मीनाक्षी समयपुर इंद्राक्षी कांची कामाक्षी काशी विशालाक्षी कैलास ज्ञानाक्षी शिवशङ्करि शापविमोचनि शोकविनाशिनि शास्त्रकृते शिवसहिते शिवशक्ति शुभङ्करि शुम्भरि शुम्भपदास्तुते सकलमनोहरि सुन्दरि सर्ववशङ्करि शङ्करतोषकृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्यसुमङ्गलि नित्यनितेश्वरि पालय करुणकटाक्षि सूक्ष्म विवेक्षणि काङ्क्षित साक्षि सर्वकृते शुभजन शाश्वत मानस पावित कामित याचित पूर्णकृते सुकर सुखीकृत दुष्कर नाशकृते जननिन्दित क्रोधकृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्यसुमङ्गलि नित्यनितेश्वरि पालय अपराजित शक्तियुते हजिते शुभवरदे विभवे विमले कमले कमलाम्बुजपादयुते करकमले करुणानिलये कमलाक्षयुते करशूलधृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्यसुमङ्गलि नित्यनितेश्वरि पालय सहित स्मरणस्तर सुष्वरनाद च मे हृदये शिव शिव शब्दनिनाद मृदङ्गश्रुते कुरु नृत्य ममाधिपते शिव नटराज समेत हिताण्डवलास्य कृते शिव हर्ष कृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्यसुमङ्गलि नित्यनितेश्वरि पालय बहु अवतार कृते जनपालित शासित भूमि पवित्र कृते युगयुग शम्भविते सकलौ नित्यानन्द रूप शरीर कृते परमशिवेश्वरि नित्य महेश्वरि नित्य कलामयि नित्यनुते परमशिवेश्वरि नित्य महेश्वरि नित्य कलामयि नित्यनुते जय परमेश्वरि नित्य सुमङ्गलि नित्यनितेश्वरि
ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி கருமங்களை கொண்டிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணை வென்றிட வந்தாய் கருமங்களை கொண்டிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணை வென்றிட வந்தாய் தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி தீனிலே உள்ளத்திலும் வாழுகின்ற ஆவியும் நீயே, துண்டத்திலே தீயனவே சிரிப்பவள் நீயே, துண்டத்திலே தீயனவே சிரிப்பவள் நீயே, யோக தண்டத்தையும் தந்த நித்திய ஞானத்தின் தாயே, யோக தண்டத்தையும் தந்த நித்திய ஞானத்தின் தாயே, தீயினிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்த தீயே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி, நித்யானந்த தீயே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி, நித்யானந்த தீயே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி, நித்யானந்த தீயே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி, நித்யானந்த தீயே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி.
நடராஜா தகதிமி தக்க ஜுனு நடராஜா தலாங்கு தக்கதி. ஓம் நித்யானந்தேஸ்வர பரமசிவ சமாரம்பாம் நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி பரமசக்தி
to Darshan. Slowly, very slowly. Please open your eyes.
ओंकारी परमेश्वरी षोडशी पराशक्ति अरुणाचले अभीतभुजाम्बिके मधुरापुरी मीनाक्षी समयपुर इंद्राक्षी कांची कामाक्षी काशी शङ्करि शापविमोचनि शोकविनाशिनि शास्त्रनिते शिवसहिते शिवशम्भुशुभङ्करि शुम्भनि शुम्भपदास्तुते सकलमनोहरि सुन्दरि सर्ववशङ्करि शङ्करतोषकृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्यसुमङ्गलि नित्यनितेश्वरि पालय कटाक्षिणि सूक्ष्मविलेक्षणि काङ्क्षितसाक्षिणि सर्वविदे शुभजन शाश्वतमानसभावित कामित याचित पूर्णकृते सुकर सुखीकृत दुष्कर नाशकृते जननि हित क्रोधकृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्यसुमङ्गलि नित्यनितेश्वरि पालय शक्तियुते हजिते शुभवरदे विभवे विमले कमले कमलाम्बुजपादयुते करकमले करुणानिलये कमलाक्षयुते करशूलधृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्यसुमङ्गलि नित्यनितेश्वरि पालय सहितस्मरणस्तर सुष्वरनाद च मे हृदये शिव शिव शब्दनिनाद मृदङ्गश्रुते कुरु नृत्य ममाधिपते शिव नटराज समेत हिताण्डवलास्य कृते शिव हर्ष कृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्यसुमङ्गलि नित्यनितेश्वरि पालय बहु अवतार धृते जनपालित शासित भूमि पवित्र
and Sundareshwara. The Darshana of Devi is described in the Lalita Sahasranama. Devi is addressed as Udyad Bhanu Sahasrabha, the one with the radiance of 1,000 suns. Just as the rising sun dispels the darkness of the night, having the darshan of Meenakshi will dispel all our sorrow and bestow the most auspicious blessings in our life. The whole city is thundering with the reverberation. This deity is radiating so much of energy and blessing the whole world. We are waiting right before the Shamala Pita Sarvagna Pita, which is known as the Dwadashanta Shamala Pita. Shamala is the Devi, is the name of Devi, and Madurai, the city of Madurai, is Paramashiva's Dwadashanta. Both of them established a monastic order and the traditional Adinam in the city of Madurai. The Adinams have the rare and sacred privilege of pontiffs, and these have been systematically carried over in an unbroken progression from ages. The chosen emissaries of Paramashiva and Meenakshi are called the Guru Mahasannidhanams, the pontiffs of the Madurai Adinam, and they are direct representatives of the cosmos. This lineage of the Guru Mahasannidhanams is entrusted with the responsibility of training and grooming the kings in administration, constitution, and governance, acting as regents. They also perform the spiritual initiations onto the kings and citizens of the kingdom, imparting the enlightenment science to them. This unbroken lineage of 293 pontiffs, whose inheritor is none other than the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, keeps the tradition of the temple alive. The spirit of all the traditional arts, artisans, and the temple construction and the procedures of the temple are all maintained through the adinams. The spiritual sanctity is also maintained. The Shyamala Pita, Sarvagnya Pita was blessed to have a divine vision by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, where they will be continuously serving Annadhana, serving the food, the prasada of Meenakshi Sundareshwara to the devotees of Madurai and all who come to see the darshan of Meenakshi. Here, during the Chithirai month, hundreds of thousands of people gather on this very street, the Amman Sannidhi street, right before the entrance of the temple gates of Meenakshi. Various communities gather, offering their traditional offerings of the dance and the beautiful alankaras, the decorations that they wear. They wait all year for this festival to see their god, to see Meenakshi. They come from kilometers away, waiting and anticipating every day for this celebration. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has blessed the Shyamala Pita, Sarvagnya Pita to give continuous annadan, distributing free meals having 11 items in number. All the food is cooked and offered to Paramashiva and Meenakshi Devi in the Shyamala Pita, Sarvagnya Pita, and served to all the devotees who gather. The meals are 11 items in number and are made as per Paramashiva's Pakashastra. In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Shri Krishna declares that he is the fire of digestion in every living body. Aham vaishvanaro bhutva praninam deham ashritaha pranapana samayuktaha pachanyannam chaturvidham. I am the fire of digestion in every living body, and I am the breath of life, exhaled and inhaled, with which I digest the fourfold food. When we serve devotees the prasada, annadana, we are serving Paramashiva himself. We can now witness here the first deity, Mahaganapati. He leads the procession of the Panchamurtis of the Madurai temple. Mahaganapati is beautifully decorated with flower garlands. The trumpets and traditional instruments clear the path for all of the devotees to come. We have today the very opportunity to see Meenakshi and Somasundareshwara Swami gracing on the Swarna Ashwavahana, the golden horses. The horse is the vehicle of the kings. It is a symbol of royalty and regalness and ruling of the empire. You can see there are countless devotees waiting and anticipating eagerly to see the darshan of Meenakshi, and they walk along with her as she goes around the city. During the festive times, the economy and all of the traditional items are sold, and everything is in prosperity. Paramashiva and Meenakshi shower, and all of the wealth manifests into every home beautifully, especially during the Chithirai time, the festival time, when Meenakshi and Sundareshwara are going to have their wedding. On the final day of this Brahmotsavam, the Kalyanam, or the celestial marriage ceremony of Meenakshi and Sundareshwara, will be taking place here in Adi Kailasa, Nithyananda Pita, Sarvajna Pita. We will be doing the Meenakshi Tirukalyanam. Preceding that, many events that are there from the Leela of Meenakshi's, of the various Leelas in Meenakshi's life, will be recreated in ritual. When these rituals are done at these specific times, at these most auspicious times, when the possibility of the same manifestation of Meenakshi in the years before happens again, it means that Devi Meenakshi powerfully lands when these rituals happen and showers on us all of the possibilities that were there when she herself ruled the Madurai kingdom. When the Digvijayam happens, the possibilities of being able to have victory in your life, of having rulership and leadership in your life will happen when we witness and connect with Meenakshi during these events. We can be showered by her blessings for leadership and excellence in our lives. The Meenakshi Digvijayam is preceded by the Meenakshi Pattabhishekam on the 8th day of the Peruvizha. In the Pattabhishekam, Meenakshi Devi is coronated. The whole city anticipates the coronation of their queen, Meenakshi. She was brought up by her father, Malayavdvaja Pandian. Just like a prince would be prepared to rule the kingdom, Meenakshi was prepared, learning all of the things that a man would be prepared with. Waging war, archery, and all the 64 sacred arts were learned by Meenakshi, and she was master on all of them. We can see in the distance now Somasundareshwara Swami is arriving at the entrance of Kailasa and Madurai. The huge golden horse. Devotees offer their jasmine malas, jasmine being blooming season and a favorite offering to Meenakshi. We are now having the darshan of Chokkanada, beautifully studded crown with numerous malas around him. Chokkanada is returning to the temple after the processions this evening. All day the deities were outside of the temple, visiting other temples. In fact, other temples, it is like a large community where other temples offer their respects to the deities as well. Somasundareshwara Swami is seen beautifully smiling. He is ornamented with the Tirumala Varga Vedam and the Vidruma and Rudraksha Malas. The special Sampaka and lotus flowers are also offered onto Somasundareshwara. We're offering now the Mandagapadi, the traditional items, to Somasundareshwara of flower garlands, Nutana Vastram, the new clothing. We're offering our love and devotion at his feet, surrendering ourselves at his feet with deep love and reverence. And the grand Swarna Ashwavahana Sundareshwara has come to Kailashwa in Madurai. We are now receiving the prasada from Somasundareshwara and offering our Deeparadhana. Following Somasundareshwara Swami, we can see in the distance Devi Meenakshi gracing on the Swarna Ashwavahana as well. The grandly decorated horse vehicle Meenakshi is gracing the beautiful pearl crown in the Sarva Alankara with all of the best flower garlands and precious gemstones, Vidruma, Kankana, Vajra, she appears grandly before us. We can behold her in the Namaskara Mudra. The beautiful small lotus garland is surrounding her beautifully and framing the whole Alankara. The flowers are in season. Each flower is so satisfied to be offered to Meenakshi. Each devotee is able to see and experience her really there before them. We are now offering the traditional items of Mandagapadi and the Deeparadhana to Devi Meenakshi in Kailasa, Madurai. She is the Divine Mother, the Cosmic Mother incarnate before our eyes, and she has graced us today beautifully at Kailasa and Madurai. We have the highest fortune to be witnessing Meenakshi, and the Guru Mahasannidhanam himself, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, as he offers his devotion to Somasundareshwara and Meenakshi. Finally, the Chief Accountant of Kailasa, the Integrity Officer, is behind, clearing all the accounts and making sure that everything is in integrity. Witnessing the Nijavatara and the Archavatara is one of the rarest of rare things. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the embodiment of devotion, just witnessing how he connects with the deities and offers his prayers and just melts before them is one of the rarest opportunities for anyone in their lifetime. We are offering Chandigeshwara Swami the flower garlands and the traditional items of Managapadi. We will now begin the procession, the yatra of Devi Meenakshi, Somasundareshwara Swami, the Utsava Vigraha of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, Ganesha, Subramanya and Chandigeshwara Swami here in Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Pita, Sarvagnya Pita. We will now begin with the rituals.
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिव समारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति मध्यमां नित्यानन्द पर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरु परम्परां। ललाटे त्रिपुण्ड्रीनिटिलकृतकस्तूरीतिलकः स्फुरन्मालाधारस्फुरितकटिकौपीनवसनः दधानो दुस्तारं शिरसि फणिराजं शशिकलां प्रदीपः सर्वेषाम् अरुणगिरियोगी विजयते सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते सृष्टिस्थितिविनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातनी गुणाश्रये गुणमये नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते शरणागत दीनार्थ परित्राणपरायणे सर्वस्यार्ति हरे देवी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव सोमसुंदरेश्वर स्वामी समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति मीनाक्षी देवी नमो नमः। कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि रक्षां धारयामि। शिवानंद पीयूषरत्नाकरस्थां शिव ब्रह्म विश्वामरेशाभिवन्द्यां शिव ध्यान लग्नां शिव ज्ञानमूर्तिं शिवाख्यामतीतां भजे पाण्ड्यबालां शिवादिस्फुरत् पञ्चमञ्चाधिरूढां धनुर्बाणपाशाङ्कुशोद्भासि हस्तां नवीनार्कवर्णां नवीनेन्दुचूडां परब्रह्मपत्नीं भजे पाण्ड्यबालां किरीटाङ्गदोद्भासि माङ्गल्यसूत्रां स्फुरन्मेखलाहारताटङ्गभूषां परावन्त्रकां पाण्ड्यसिंहासनस्थां परन्धामरूपां भजे पाण्ड्यबालां ललामाञ्चितस्निग्धफालेन्दुभागां लसन्नीरजोत्फुल्लकल्हारसंस्थां ललाटे क्षणार्धाङ्गलग्नोज्ज्वलाङ्गी परन्धामरूपां भजे पाण्ड्यबालां त्रिखण्डात्मविद्यां त्रिबिन्दुस्वरूपां त्रिकोणे लसन्ति त्रिलोकावनम्रां त्रिबीजाधिरूढां त्रिमूर्त्यात्मविद्यां परब्रह्मपत्नीं भजे पाण्ड्यबालाम्.
This stotram is called the Yoga Meenakshi Stotram. It was written by the Agastya Muni, who is the Rajaguru of the Pandya kingdom. He sings, I meditate upon goddess Sri Meenakshi, who is the daughter of the king of Pandya. She is the cause of delight of Paramashiva, who takes immense pleasure having her in his presence. She is worshipped by Paramashiva, Lord Brahma, Mahavishnu, and all the deities. She is always immersed in meditation on Paramashiva. She is personified as the preceptor who imparts knowledge in faith of Paramashiva, and she is the provider of happiness and fortune. I shall meditate upon goddess Sri Meenakshi, who is the daughter of the king Pandya, who majestically is seated on the marvelous throne, who carries the bow and arrow and the pasha and the ankusha in her hands. She has the supreme beauty and is bedecked with the crescent moon on her beautifully plaited hair. She is the consort of Paran Brahma, Paramashiva. I shall meditate upon goddess Sri Meenakshi, who is the daughter of the king of Pandya. She is bedecked with the marvelous crown and the Mangalya Sutra and spreads intense lustre. She is decorated with various precious ornaments, the crescent moon and marvelous earrings. She is the symbol of all of the Vedic hymns. She is majestically seated on the throne of the king of Pandya. She is Parandhama, the one who is unperceivable by the senses. I shall meditate upon goddess Shri Meenakshi, who is the daughter of King Pandya. Her beautiful forehead is of superior beauty. She has beautiful limbs and is the symbol of Parandhama. I shall meditate upon goddess Shri Meenakshi, who is the daughter of Pandya, who represents the three dimensions of Atma Vidya, the three dimensions of Bindu, and dwells in the Trikona. We will now offer the Deepa Aradhana to Somasundareshwara Swami and Meenakshi Devi here in Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Pita.
शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते सृष्टिस्थितिविनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातनी गुणाश्रये गुणमये नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते शरणागत दीनार्थ परित्राणपरायणे सर्वस्यार्ति हरे देवी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव सोमसुंदरेश्वर स्वामी समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति मीनाक्षी देवे नमो नमः। कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि रक्षां धारयामि। सदा बिंदु मध्योल्लसद्वेणिरम्यां समुत्तुंग वक्षोज भारावनम्रां वनन्नूपुरोपेतलाक्षारसार्द्र स्फुरत्पादपद्मां भजे पाण्ड्यबालां यमाद्यष्टयोगाङ्गरूपामरूपाम् अकाराक्षकारान्तवर्णामवर्णाम् अखण्डामनन्यामचिन्त्यामलक्ष्म्याम् अमेयात्मविद्यां भजे पाण्ड्यबालां सुधासागरान्ते मणिद्वीपमध्ये लसत्कल्पवृक्षोज्ज्वलद्बिन्दुचक्रे महायोगपीठे शिवाकारमञ्चे सदा सन्निषण्णां भजे पाण्ड्यबालां सुषुम्नान्तरन्ध्रे सहस्रापद्मे रवीन्द्राग्नि संयुक्तचिच्चक्रमध्ये सुधामण्डलस्थे सुनिर्वाणपीठे सदा सन्निधिं भजे पाण्ड्यबालां षडन्ते नवान्ते लसद्वृद्धशान्ते महाबिन्दु मध्ये सुनादान्तराळे शिवाख्ये कलातीत निःशब्ददेशे सदा सञ्चरन्तीं भजे पाण्ड्यबालाम्।
I shall meditate upon the lotus feet of goddess Shri Meenakshi, who is the daughter of the king of Pandya. She is highly enthusiastic and is bedecked with marvelous anklets decorated with attractive bells. Her lotus feet are decorated with superior colorful pastes of the rich fragrances. I meditate upon goddess Shri Meenakshi, who is the daughter of king of Pandya. We will now offer the Deeparadhana to Meenakshi and Somasundareshwara Swami.
सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते सृष्टिस्थितिविनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातनी गुणाश्रये गुणमये नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते शरणागत दीनार्थ परित्राणपरायणे सर्वस्यार्ति हरे देवी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव सोमसुंदरेश्वर स्वामी समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति मीनाक्षी देवी नमो नमः। कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि रक्षां धारयामि। चतुर्मार्ग मध्येषु कोणान्तरङ्गे खरन्द्रे सुधाकार कूपान्तराळे निरालम्ब पद्मे कला षोडशान्ते सदा सञ्चरन्तीं भजे पाण्ड्यबालाम् पुटद्वन्द्व निर्मुक्त वायु प्रलीन प्रकाशान्तराले ध्रुवोपेतरम्ये महाषोडशान्ते मनोनाशदेशे सदा सञ्चरन्तीं भजे पाण्ड्यबालाम् चतुष्पत्र मध्येषु कोणत्रयान्ते त्रिमूर्त्याधिवासे त्रिमार्गान्तराळे सहस्रार पद्मोचितां चित्प्रकाश प्रवाह प्रलीनां भजे पाण्ड्यबालाम् लसद्वादशान्ते पीयूषधारा वृतं मूर्तिमानन्दमग्नान्तरङ्गां परां त्रिस्तनीं तां चतुष्कूटमध्ये परन्धामरूपां भजे पाण्ड्यबालाम् सहस्रार पद्मे सुषुम्नान्तमार्गे स्फुरच्चन्द्रपीयूषधारां पिबन्तीं सदा श्रावयन्तीं सुधामूर्तिमम्बां परञ्ज्योतिरूपां भजे पाण्ड्यबालाम् नमस्ते सदा पाण्ड्यराजेन्द्रकन्ये नमस्ते सदा सुन्दरेशाङ्गवासे नमस्ते नमस्ते सुमीनाक्षी देवी नमस्ते नमस्ते पुनस्ते नमोऽस्तु।
I meditate upon the Devi Shri Meenakshi, who is the daughter of the King Pandya. She dwells in the middle of the Sahasrara. She explores through the Sushumna, and she has the lustre of the full moon. She is the cause to drink and to be heard. She is the provider of affluence, and she is Paramjyoti Rupa, who is of supreme brilliance. I always prostrate before Goddess Meenakshi, who is the daughter of King Pandya. Meenakshi, who dwells in the heart of Sundaresha, I shall repeatedly prostrate before the goddess, who is the symbol of auspiciousness. We will now offer a Deeparadhana here in Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Pita to Meenakshi Sundareshwara.
सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते सृष्टिस्थितिविनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातनी गुणाश्रये गुणमये नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते शरणागत दीनार्थ परित्राणपरायणे सर्वस्यार्ति हरे देवी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव सोमसुंदरेश्वर स्वामी समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति मीनाक्षी देवी नमो नमः। कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि, रक्षां धारयामि।
Here in Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalaya at Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Pita Sarvagnya Pita, the Utsava Vigraha of Devi Meenakshi Paramashiva Shakti graces on the Ashwa Vahana, the Rajita Ashwa Vahana, the silver horse vehicle. Utsava Vigraha of Bhagavan Somasundareshwara and Devi Piriyabidi Amman grace on the Swarna Rishabha Vahanam. Ganesha, Subramanya and Chandikeshwara Swami are gracing also in Sarvalankara. We are also graced by the Utsava Vigraha of Devi Mahamari Amman on the occasion of the 28th day of the Pachepatni Vratam. The Utsava Vigraha of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is also gracing in the Alankaram as Devi Meenakshi Paramashiva Shakti on the Ashwa Vahana. With great pride and privilege, we are grateful that our beloved Bhagavan, the very manifestation of Devi Meenakshi Paramashiva Shakti and Bhagavan Sundareshwara Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is officiating this Brahmotsavam. All the rituals, homas performed during the Brahmotsavams and special Utsavams here in Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalaya at Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Pita Sarvagnya Pita are micromanaged by the Supreme Pontiff himself and are performed by his third eye awakened disciples strictly as per Vedas and Agamas, the source scriptures of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. In the auspicious presence of our beloved Bhagavan, the ultimate manifestation, Paramavatara of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, on the auspicious occasion of the 6th-day celebrations of Chithirai Peruvizha, let us offer our sincere worship at the feet of Ganesha, Subramanya, Chandikeshwara Swami, Devi Meenakshi, Bhagavan Somasundareshwara, Devi Piriyabidi Amman, Devi Mahamari Amman, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and seek their grace and blessings today.
शिवानन्दपीयूषरत्नाकरस्थां शिवब्रह्मविष्णुमरेशाभिवन्द्यां शिवध्यानलग्नां शिवज्ञानमूर्तिं शिवाख्यामतीतां भजे पाण्ड्यबालां शिवादिस्फुरत्पञ्चमञ्चाधिरूढां धनुर्बाणपाशाङ्कुशोद्भासि हस्तां नवीनार्कवर्णां नवीनेन्दुचूडां परब्रह्मपत्नीं भजे पाण्ड्यबालां किरीटाङ्गदोद्भासि माङ्गल्यसूत्रां स्फुरन्मेखलाहारताटङ्गभूषां परामन्त्रकां पाण्ड्यसिंहासनस्थां परन्धामरूपां भजे पाण्ड्यबालाम्। धूर्वन्तं धूर्वतयोऽस्मान् धूर्वति धूर्वयं वयं धूर्वामस्त्वं देवानामसि सस्नितमं वप्रितमं तुष्टतमं वह्नितमं देवभूतममहृतमसि हविर्धानं दृगं हस्वमाह्वार्मित्रस्य त्वा चक्षुषा प्रेक्षे माभेर्मा संविक्था मा त्वाहि गुंसिषम्।
श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव सोमसुंदरेश्वर स्वामी समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति मीनाक्षी देवी नमो नमः। धूपमाघ्रापयामि।
स्वजातवेदोपघ्निर्निरतिं मम पशोश्च मह्यमावह जीवनं च दिशो दिशा मानो हि गुंसि जातवेदो वामश्वं पुरुषं जगते अबिभ्रदग्रागहि श्रिया मा परिपातया। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव सोमसुंदरेश्वर स्वामी समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति मीनाक्षी देवी नमो नमः। दीपं संदर्शयामि। मधुवातारतायते मधुक्षरन्ति सिन्धवः माध्वीर्नः सन्तोषधीः मधुनमुदोषसि मत्पार्थिवगुम्रजः मधुरस्तु नः पिता मधुमान्नो वनस्पतिर्मधुमावमस्तु सूर्यः माध्वीर्गावो भवन्तु नः मधु मधु मधु। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव सोमसुंदरेश्वर स्वामी समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति मीनाक्षी देवी नमो नमः। श्री इंद्राक्षी देवी नमो नमः। अमृतं महानैवेद्यं निवेदयामि। नैवेद्यानन्तरमाचमनं समर्पयामि। सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते। सृष्टिस्थितिविनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातनी गुणाश्रये गुणमये नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते। शरणागतदीनार्थपरित्राणपरायणे सर्वस्यार्तिहरे देवी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव सोमसुंदरेश्वर स्वामी समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति मीनाक्षी देवी नमो नमः। श्री इंद्राक्षी देवी नमो नमः। श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि। रक्षान्धारयामि। शोणाद्रीशावताराय ज्योतिस्तंभस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। तत्त्वज्ञानप्रदाताय नित्यानन्देश्वररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। मूलप्रकृतिरूपाय परमशिवशक्तिस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। दण्डत्रिशूलहस्ताय कालकालस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। आदिपूज्याय देवाय सकृत्पूर्णत्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् सर्वाभयविनाशकाय शत्रुसंहाररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् योगपट्टाभिषिक्ताय राजसन्न्यासधारिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् सार्वभौमैकपत्याय राजराजार्चिताय च श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् मङ्गलम् कल्पवृक्षाय मङ्गलम् ज्ञानदायिने परमशिवाय श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वराय मङ्गलम् मङ्गलम् श्रीविद्याम्बायै मङ्गलम् कामदायिन्यै सर्वमङ्गलदात्री नित्यानन्देश्वर्यै मङ्गलम् मङ्गलम् गुरुदेवाय मोक्षमूलाय मङ्गलम् परमावताराय नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे मङ्गलम् त्वं स्मृतमहं धन्य मां प्राणमहेश्वर गङ्गाधर नामेति स्तोत्रस्थानं ददाम्यहम्।
ओंकारी परमेश्वरी षोडशी पराशक्ति अरुणाचले अभीतभुजाम्बिके मधुरापुरी मीनाक्षी समयपुर इंद्राक्षी कांची कामाक्षी काशी विशालाक्षी कैलास ज्ञानाक्षी शिव शंकरि शाप विमोचनि शोक विनाशिनि शास्त्रते शिव सहिते शिव शंभु शुभंकरि शुंभ निशुंभ पदास्तते सकल मनोहरि सुंदरि सर्वव शंकरि शंकर दोष कृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्य सुमंगलि नित्य नितेश्वरि पालय कटाक्षिणि सूक्ष्म विलेक्षणि कांक्षित साक्षिणि सर्वविदे शुभजन शाश्वत मानस भावित कामित याचित पूर्णकृते सुकर सुखीकृत दुष्कर नाश कृते जननि हित क्रोध कृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्य सुमंगलि नित्य नितेश्वरि पालय माम्। भजिते शुभवरदे विभवे विमले कमले कमलाम्बुजपादयुते करकमले करुणानिलये कमलाक्षयुते करशूलधृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्यसुमङ्गलि नित्यनितेश्वरि पालय माम्। सहितस्मरणस्तरसुष्वरनाद च मे हृदये शिव शिव शब्दनिनादमृदङ्गश्रुते कुरु नृत्य ममाधिपते शिव नटराज समेत हिताण्डवलास्य कृते शिव हर्ष कृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्यसुमङ्गलि नित्यनितेश्वरि पालय माम्। बहु अवतार धृते जनपालित शासित भूमि पवित्र कृते युग युग शम्भविते च कलौ नित्यानन्द रूप शरीर कृते परमशिवेश्वरि नित्य महेश्वरि नित्य कलामयि नित्यनुते परमशिवेश्वरि नित्य महेश्वरि नित्य कलामयि नित्यनुते जय परमेश्वरि नित्य सुमङ्गलि नित्य नितेश्वरि पालय माम्। जय परमेश्वरि नित्य सुमङ्गलि नित्य नितेश्वरि पालय माम्।
இடமதிலே முடிசூடி வெண்பொடி பூசும் மகேசன் பதம் பணிந்து தென்மதுரைக்கு வருக என்று மான்விழியாள் அழைத்திட்ட தென்மதுரைக்கு வருக என்று மான்விழியாள் அழைத்திட்ட மாமதுரையின் தாயே நித்யானந்த மீனாட்சியே மாமதுரையின் தாயே நித்யானந்த மீனாட்சியே மாமதுரை தாயே நித்யானந்த மீனாட்சியே மாமதுரை தாயே நித்யானந்த மீனாட்சியே நித்யானந்த மீனாட்சியே ಅಂಬಕದಂಬವನಸ್ಥಿರವಾಸಿನಿ ಅಂಬುಜಲೋಚನಿ ಅಮರನುತೆ ಅತಿಮೃತ ಭಾಷಿಣಿ ಅಮೃತ ಕಟಾಕ್ಷಣಿ ಆಶ್ರಿತ ರಕ್ಷಿಣಿ ಹರಸಗಿತೆ ಅಂಬಕದಂಬವನಸ್ಥಿರವಾಸಿನಿ ಅಂಬುಜಲೋಚನಿ ಅಮರನುತೆ ಅತಿಮೃತ ಭಾಷಿಣಿ ಅಮೃತ ಕಟಾಕ್ಷಣಿ ಆಶ್ರಿತ ರಕ್ಷಿಣಿ ಹರಸಗಿತೆ ಸಂಬರ ವೈರಿ ಸದಾರ್ಚಿತ ಚರಣ ಸರೋರುಗನು ಪುರಶ್ರುತಿ ವಿನುತೆ ಸಂಬರ ವೈರಿ ಸದಾರ್ಚಿತ ಚರಣ ಸರೋರುಗನು ಪುರಶ್ರುತಿ ವಿನುತೆ ಜಯ ಜಯ ಹೇ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ಶಂಕರಿ ನಿತ್ಯಪುರಿ ನಾಯಕಿ ಪಾಲಯ ಮಾಂ ಜಯ ಜಯ ಹೇ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ಶಂಕರಿ ನಿತ್ಯಪುರಿ ನಾಯಕಿ ಪಾಲಯ ಮಾಂ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ಪಾಲಯ ಮಾಂ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ಪಾಲಯ ಮಾಂ ಸುಂದರ ವಾಮ ಶರೀರಣಿ ಸುಲಲಿತ ವೇಷಿನಿ ಲಂಬೋದರ ಜನನಿ ಸುಂದರ ವಾಮ ಶರೀರಣಿ ಸುಲಲಿತ ವೇಷಿನಿ ಲಂಬೋದರ ಜನನಿ ಸುರಪತಿ ಪೂಜಿತ ಪದ ಕಮಲೆ ಕಲ ಹಂಸ ಸಮಾನ ಮೃತುದಮನಿ ಸುರಪತಿ ಪೂಜಿತ ಪದ ಕಮಲೆ ಕಲ ಹಂಸ ಸಮಾನ ಮೃತುದಮನಿ ಸಂದನ ಸರ್ಚಿತ ಕುಶಮಂಡಲ ಮಣಿಭೂಷಣಿ ಮನ್ಮನ ಬಯಸಮನಿ ಸಂದನ ಸರ್ಚಿತ ಕುಶಮಂಡಲ ಮಣಿಭೂಷಣಿ ಮನ್ಮನ ಭಯಸಮನಿ ಜಯ ಜಯ ಹೇ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ಶಂಕರಿ ನಿತ್ಯಪುರಿ ನಾಯಕಿ ಪಾಲಯ ಮಾಂ ಜಯ ಜಯ ಹೇ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ಶಂಕರಿ ನಿತ್ಯಪುರಿ ನಾಯಕಿ ಪಾಲಯ ಮಾಂ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ಪಾಲಯ ಮಾಂ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯೇಶ್ವರಿ ಪಾಲಯ ಮಾಂ इक्षुकोदण्ड पशाङ्कुश पञ्च कुसुमासर शोभित कर कमले इक्षुकोदण्ड पशाङ्कुश पञ्च कुसुमासर शोभित कर कमले लक्षस्थल अलङ्कृत पीताम्बर कुञ्जुगधारिणि अति विमले लक्षस्थल अलङ्कृत पीताम्बर कुञ्जुगधारिणि अति विमले
अक्षररूपिणि आत्मप्रकाशिनि अपार करुणामय लीले अक्षररूपिणि आत्मप्रकाशिनि अपार करुणामय लीले जय जय हे नित्येश्वरि शङ्करि नित्यपुरि नायकि पालय मां जय जय हे नित्येश्वरि शङ्करि नित्यपुरि नायकि पालय मां नित्य नित्येश्वरि नित्य नित्येश्वरि नित्य नित्येश्वरि 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 पालय मां हिन्दु त्रिकोण श्री चक्र निवासिनि ब्रह्म विष्णु पूजित चरणे बिन्दु त्रिकोण श्री चक्र निवासिनि ब्रह्म विष्णु पूजित चरणे बिल्वार्चन प्रिय शिव हृदयेश्वरि बृहन्नायकि भवभयहरणे बिल्वार्चन प्रिय शिव हृदयेश्वरि बृहन्नायकि भवभयहरणे मन्दगमनि मधुसूदन सोदरि मातङ्गी मरगदवर्णे मन्दगमनि मधुसूदन सोदरि मातङ्गी मरगदवर्णे जय जय हे नित्येश्वरि शङ्करि नित्यपुरि नायकि पालय मां जय जय हे नित्येश्वरि शङ्करि नित्यपुरि नायकि पालय मां नित्य नित्येश्वरि नित्य नित्येश्वरि नित्य नित्येश्वरि 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 पालय मां
Nithyanandam, thank you for joining us for the evening rituals on the 5th day of the Chithirai Peruvizha. We invite you again tomorrow morning for the continued celebrations of Chithirai Peruvizha. Thank you, Nithyanandam.
शोभित पासमान लावण्यमुखे केयूर कुण्डल कटक कङ्कणमणि हार सुशोभित कण्डयुगे केयूर कुण्डल कटक कङ्कणमणि हार सुशोभित कण्डयुगे वासमघोषर वैभव सुचरिते वासव पूजित चरणयुगे वासमघोषर वैभव सुचरिते वासव पूजित चरणयुगे जय जय हे नित्येश्वरि शङ्करि नित्यपुरि नायकि पालय मां जय जय हे नित्येश्वरि शङ्करि नित्यपुरि नायकि पालय मां नित्य नित्येश्वरि नित्य नित्येश्वरि नित्य नित्येश्वरि पालय मां नित्य नित्येश्वरि नित्य नित्येश्वरि शङ्करि शुम्भरि शुम्भपदासकृते सकल मनोहरि सुन्दरि सर्वव शङ्करि शङ्करदोषकृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्य सुमङ्गलि नित्य नितेश्वरि पालय कटाक्षि सूक्ष्म विवेक्षणि काङ्क्षित साक्षि सर्वकृते शुभजन शाश्वत मानस भावित कामित याचित पूर्णकृते सुकर सुखीकृत दुष्कर नाशकृते जननित्थित क्रोधकृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्य सुमङ्गलि नित्य नितेश्वरि पालय शक्तियुते हजिते शुभवरदे विभवे विमले कमले कमलाम्बुजपादयुते करकमले करुणानिलये कमलाक्षयुते करशूलयुते जय परमेश्वरि नित्य सुमङ्गलि नित्य नितेश्वरि पालय सहित स्मरणस्तर सुष्वरनाद च मे हृदये शिव शिव शब्दनिनाद मृदङ्ग श्रुते कुरु नृत्य ममाधिपते शिव नटराज समेत हिताण्डवलास्य कृते शिव हर्ष कृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्य सुमङ्गलि नित्य नितेश्वरि पालय बहु अवतार कृते जनपालित शासित भूमि पवित्र कृते युगयुग शम्भविते सकल नित्यानन्द रूप शरीर कृते परमशिवेश्वरि नित्य महेश्वरि नित्य कलामयि नित्य नुते परमशिवेश्वरि नित्य महेश्वरि नित्य कलामयि नित्य नुते जय परमेश्वरि नित्य सुमङ्गलि नित्य नितेश्वरि
ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி கருமங்களை கொண்டிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணை வென்றிட வந்தாய் கருமங்களை கொண்டிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணை வென்றிட வந்தாய் தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி தீனிலே அண்டமெங்கும் வாழுகின்ற தேவியும் நீயே இந்த பிண்டத்திலும் வாழுகின்ற ஆவியும் நீயே அண்டமெங்கும் வாழுகின்ற தேவியும் நீயே இந்த பிண்டத்திலும் வாழுகின்ற ஆவியும் நீயே குண்டத்திலே தீயனவே சிரிப்பவள் நீயே குண்டத்திலே தீயனவே சிரிப்பவள் நீயே யோக தண்டத்தையும் தந்த நித்திய ஞானத்தின் தாயே யோக தண்டத்தையும் தந்த நித்திய ஞானத்தின் தாயே தீனிலே பிறந்தவனே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி நித்யானந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி நித்யானந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி நித்யானந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி நித்யானந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி
தக்க நடராஜா தக்க திம்மி தக்க ஜுனு நடராஜா தலாங்கு தக்க தி ஓம் நித்யானந்தாய नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि परमशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and blessings. I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus, de facto Kailashians from all over the world. I welcome all the Sarvanyapita Kartas, Sarvanyapita Yajamans, Sarvanyapita Manifestors, Sarvaparityahis, Shrimahans, Mahans, Kotaris, Tanedars, visitors, viewers, Kayakalpa Yoga participants, Kailasas e-Gurukul students, Kailasas NHU students, Kailasas ministers, ambassadors, diplomats, e-diplomats, citizens, consulate generals and supporters, and Mantreshwaras, Vidyeshwaras, Ganeshwaras, Lokeshwaras, Astreshwaras. I welcome all of you, everyone sitting with us all over the world, and all those watching live on Kailasa TV, Kailasas Nithyananda TV, Kailasas HN TV, and other social media platforms all over the world through YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and every other social media platform. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa on this auspicious Vijayadasami day. My blessings to all of you, the whole universe. On this auspicious Vijayadasami day, I'll reveal the cosmic signs of Shaktis. Listen to it intensely. You will receive not only knowledge but experience. So you can start living it, manifesting it, enjoying it. On this auspicious Vijayadasami day, all the blessings to all of you sitting with us everywhere, from every corner of the world and from all lokas of the universe. As the living manifestation of Paramashiva, Nijavatara, today successfully have completed the 41st Chaturmasya on this incarnation. Blessings to every one of you on this auspicious occasion. Now, listen to the cosmic signs, cosmic revelations, ultimate sacred secrets related to the Shaktis. Understand, the modern day science is able to understand using the human mind the four forces. Listen. Modern day science is able to understand four forces using human mind. One, gravitation, the power of gravity, gravitation power. Second, electromagnetic force. Third, weak nuclear force. Fourth, strong nuclear force. I want to give you some of the powerful sacred secrets, revelations to all of you, so you can understand these powers and forces in the higher level, from the higher dimensions. Understand? Whatever is happening in Brahmanda is happening in Pindanda. Whatever is happening in macrocosm is happening in microcosm. If you understand the laws of gravity, all the laws related to gravity, all the understandings human mind reach about gravity, you can easily understand the greed happening inside you. Greed and gravity is one and the same. Greed happening in the macrocosm is gravity. Gravity happening in the microcosm is greed. Listen. Greed happening in the macrocosm is gravity. Gravity happening in the microcosm is greed. If you map all the understandings you have about gravity on your greed, and all the understandings you have about the principle of greed on the principle of gravity, you will have powerful insights about your life. Gravitating is nothing but greed for more. Greed for more. Listen carefully. The greed for more happening in the macrocosm is gravity. The gravity happening in the microcosm is greed. Study all the principles related to gravitation in every level, whether Newton's initial level theories or Einstein's quantum level theories or the modern day recent parallel universe, parallel life understandings and revelations. Study all of it. Map all of it to your greed. How your greed functions. How your greed becomes active or passive, aggressive or regressive. How it exists. How it manifests. How it manipulates. How it becomes life positive, sometimes life negative. Understand? How you attract, you gravitate what you want towards your life, you will be empowered with the knowledge, science, power of manifesting what you want. If you understand principle of gravity and map it to the principle of greed. Listen. Listen intensely. Listen deeply. I sincerely recommend and request all of you to study a little bit about gravity with this clarity, with this context. How the gravity happening in the macrocosm and the greed happening in the microcosm is one and the same. You will realize many deep sacred secrets, powerful revelations about greed. If you know the inner nuances, sacred secrets about the greed, you will simply know how to manifest it, how to gravitate what you want in your life, and why you are gravitating even things which you don't want in your life. You will understand your life, what is happening in microcosm, in your existence, more clearly, deeply, and you will also gravitate what you want, and you will stop gravitating what you don't want. For that, understanding gravitation as per the science happening in the macrocosm, able to map it to your microcosm. Listen. I am repeating. Gravity happening in the macrocosm and greed happening in the microcosm both function on the same principles, on the same cosmic law, on the same truths, on the same foundation. So, listen intensely. Today's satsang is a very powerful message about the science of Shaktis. Listen to it at least 5 times. Only then you will be able to grasp the whole thing. Only then you will be able to enjoy the whole thing. Only then you will be able to internalize the whole thing. Only then you will be able to manifest it as an experience. So now, listen. The first understanding about gravity and greed. As I said, greed happening in the macrocosm is gravity. Gravity happening in the microcosm is greed. That's the first principle. First understanding. The second force is electromagnetic force. Fear happening in the macrocosmic level is electromagnetic force, and electromagnetic force happening in microcosmic level is fear. Understand? All the principles human mind knows about the fear. All the laws, principles, science, human mind knows about the electromagnetic force. Apply them to the fear you experience in your microcosm. You will realize so many deeper level truths about fear. You will just conquer fear, and you will know how to use fear in your life. Listen. All the understandings you have about fear, map it to electromagnetic force. You will have more understanding. You may even land in new understandings, revelations, inventions, discoveries related to electromagnetic force. You may discover new laws, principles, reach new level of understanding about the electromagnetic force. If you reveal, if you map all your internal understandings about fear, if you map all the scientific understandings, revelations, principles about electromagnetic force on fear, you will have more understanding about fear. And all the understandings you have about fear, if you map it on electromagnetic force, you will have more understanding about electromagnetic force. Electromagnetic force happening in macrocosm is fear. Fear happening in the macrocosm, cosmos, is electromagnetic force. Let me repeat. Electromagnetic force happening in microcosm, inside your system, is fear. Fear happening in the macrocosm, cosmos, is electromagnetic force. Let me repeat. Gravity, gravitating, happening in microcosm is greed. Greed happening in the macrocosm, cosmos, is gravity. Fear happening in the macrocosmic level is electromagnetic force. Electromagnetic force happening in the microcosmic level is fear. Listen. Just these two principles, any of you start analyzing, mapping, organizing, easily you will get Nobel Prize. Because there is so much Eastern science, Upanishads, revealed about fear and greed. There is so much the modern science has analyzed and understood about gravity and electromagnetic force. Many things will complement each other. Many of the understandings about the electromagnetic force and gravitation force by the modern science, if you map them to the understandings about fear and greed by the Upanishads and Agamas, the Hindu scriptures, you will land on many revelations, discoveries, understandings, powers in the inner world and in the outer world, in microcosm and in the macrocosm. What I am revealing is some of the fundamental principles, fundamental discoveries. This Chaturmasya, whole 4 months, I spent in such intense samadhi. Whatever Paramashiva has revealed to me in this intense samadhi, I am revealing it to all of you now. Gravity in microcosm is greed. Greed in macrocosm is gravity. Electromagnetic force in microcosm is fear. Fear in macrocosmic level is electromagnetic force. Third force human mind decoded is weak nuclear force. Listen, weak nuclear force. Powerful cognitions happening in microcosm is the weak nuclear force. Listen. Listen, I'm repeating. In microcosm, the powerful cognitions you experience are the equivalent to weak nuclear force. In the cosmos, macrocosmic level, when powerful cognitions are revealed by cosmos to cosmos, when it manifests powerful cognitions, that is the weak nuclear force. The weak nuclear force manifesting in the microcosmic level is powerful cognitions. Powerful cognitions manifesting in the macrocosmic level is weak nuclear force. All the laws, principles related to weak nuclear force, take them and map to your powerful cognitions. When you manifest powerful cognitions, what happens in you? Map it. You will have so much understanding and revelations. Whenever you get the powerful cognitions, what happens in you? Observe that. Observe that. Absorb and observe. Map that into the macrocosmos, the macrocosmic principles of weak nuclear force. You will have so much understanding, revelation about the weak nuclear force. Listen. Whenever you get a powerful cognition, a powerful inspiration, like unclutching, understanding about unclutching is the powerful cognition. What happens to you? In the microcosmic level, it is actually equivalent to the weak nuclear force happening in the macrocosmic level. Whatever happens to you, whenever you get the powerful cognitions inside you, map that understandings to the weak nuclear force. You will have more revelations, inventions, discoveries about the weak nuclear force. And whatever you know, science knows about the weak nuclear force, map them to your powerful cognitions. You will have so much revelations inside, and you will be able to manifest so many powers inside. The greed in you is equivalent to gravity in the universe. The fear in you is equivalent to electromagnetic force in the universe. The powerful cognitions you experience is equivalent to weak nuclear force in the universe. All common practicing Hindus reach up to this 3 level. The 4th, strong nuclear force. Strong nuclear force is equivalent to initiation. Initiation, diksha, by an incarnation, living incarnation. Listen. Strong nuclear force happening in the microcosmic level is diksha, initiation. Diksha. initiation happening in the macrocosmic level is strong nuclear force. Every principle, understanding, ideas, scientific revelations you know about the strong nuclear force, map them to the microcosmic experience of initiation, you will have so much of understanding, clarity, revelations about the power of initiation. You will be able to absorb initiation more and use initiation more, get the best out of initiation. Same way, everything you know about the power of initiation in the microcosmic level, map it to the strong nuclear force of macrocosmic level. You will have not just new discoveries, inventions, revelations, new principles. You will be empowered to use the strong nuclear force in the macrocosmic level also. You can use just Surya Namaskar, sun salutation, to build your body internally, externally as you want, without the help of anything else. Because sun salutation, Surya Namaskar, is nothing but using strong nuclear force of the sun to empower the microcosm you are carrying. Surya Namaskar is a direct initiation from Surya. Listen. I will repeat. Greed is equivalent to gravity. Fear is equivalent to electromagnetic force. Powerful cognitions are equivalent to weak nuclear force, soft nuclear force, soft nuclear power. Initiation by me, Paramashiva, directly is equivalent to strong nuclear force. Listen. Now I am initiating all of you. So listen. Gravity happening in the microcosmic level is greed. Greed happening in the macrocosmic level is gravity. Electromagnetic force happening in the microcosmic level is fear. Fear happening in the macrocosmic level is electromagnetic force. weak nuclear force happening in the microcosmic level is powerful cognitions happening in the macrocosmic level is weak nuclear force. Strong nuclear force happening in the microcosmic level is initiation by me, Paramashiva, directly, and initiation by Paramashiva directly happening in the macrocosmic level is strong nuclear force. Understand these four forces. Human mind was able to decode through science. Science was able to decode through human mind. Now I am revealing the fifth force, fifth power. Listen. The fifth one is power of consciousness. Power of consciousness. I'll define it elaborately. I'll explain it elaborately. Listen. You all know about greed. It's too easy to know. Fear. You all know the fundamental definitions and understandings about fear. Powerful cognitions. Almost all practicing Hindus will know the principle of powerful cognitions. When you get powerful insights, revelations from Shastra Pramana and Apta Pramana, and it clicks with you inside, becomes Atma Pramana. That's what I call powerful cognitions. Those powerful cognitions are like weak nuclear force. And all my disciples, you know the power of initiation. The initiation is strong nuclear force. These four fundamental principles, powers, you all know. Now I am giving you the revelations, sacred secrets about the next fifth force. There are actually 14 forces. I will reveal the fifth force now. Fifth force is power of consciousness. Power of consciousness means just knowing the truth. Paramashiva is there not because you believe. It's a truth. Paramashiva is real, is truth. It is simply conscious. As your consciousness is the reality, the existence of Paramashiva is real. The principle with which Paramashiva operates this universe is real. His existence is real. The principle with which he operates is real. The principle of Paramashiva is called linga, dharma. Listen. Just knowing the reality is consciousness. Just knowing the reality happening in microcosmic level is consciousness. Consciousness happening in the macrocosmic level is Paramashiva. Paramashiva is real, is consciousness. When you experience the fifth force, the conscious power, then I can reveal the sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth forces. Before you experience the fifth force, if I start revealing the sixth, seventh, it may just go above your head. The sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Revelations about these forces, I am going to do it as classes and programs for the committed disciples, not economically, but consciously. Sincere seekers that need not be revealed to people who are not that interested. It should be revealed to people who are really committed and interested. Let me first reveal these 5 forces and make this as an initiation and experience, conscious experience to all of you. Whether you are just ordinary clerk doing a regular job, or a beggar in the street, homeless person in the roadside, or statesman ruling a nation, a powerful personality, influencer in the field of entertainment or music, politics, religion, society, in any level you may be, whoever you may be. Understanding about these 5 forces will enrich your life, empower your life, enlighten you. Enlighten you. Everything science decoded related to gravitation, the gravity, using the human mind, map it to your microcosmic level experience called greed. You will be empowered how to gravitate what you want and how not to gravitate what you don't want. Everything modern science has decoded about electromagnetic force, internalize, map it to the fear you experience in the microcosmic level, insecurities you go through, fears you go through. map all those principles related to electromagnetic force to the experience of fear in your life, in your being, you will have so much clarity about fear. You will know how to use fear, how not to get affected by fear, how not to get affected by insecurities, how not to become life negative due to fears. I tell you, last 4 months, this Chaturmasya, being in the space of Paramashiva and Parashakti, Paramashiva Darshans, Paramashakti Darshans, continuously, all the great things Paramashiva revealed to me, Paramashakti revealed to me, I am revealing it to all of you now, sharing it with all of you now. Maybe in next few satsangs, I can bring some of the principles of gravitation force, gravity, and map it and show you how the greed functions in you. And same way, some of the principles, revelations about greed by Upanishads, map it to gravitation and give you the deeper new revelations and principles and theories. Possible new discoveries, new inventions about the gravitation principle. This will empower you in the outer world and enlighten you in the inner world, in both level. In both level, it will empower you and enlighten you. Understand? Same way, all the principles science has decoded about the electromagnetic forces. If you map it to the fears and insecurities and phobias you go through, you will become so clear about fear and the effects of fear in your life. Then you will know how to use fear and not to get used by fear. How to master fear. How not to be slave for fears and insecurities. Understand? When you get caught in fear and insecurities and phobias, you become life negative. Not only you commit suicide, you kill your consciousness. You see, suicide is not just destroying your body. You become Brahmarakshas after that. It's not that just when you destroy the body, everything ends. No. You can't end because you are eternal. Even if you kill your body, you don't have death. It's a truth. Suicide is actually just like cutting some limbs of your body. If you just cut your hand, you think everything will end? No, it is only going to be more painful. Same way, destroying your body is only destroying part of you. You can't destroy yourself. It is impossible. You exist. No one can destroy you, including yourself. That's a great boon you have. That's a good news. That's not bad news. You just need to understand how the fear, insecurity, phobias pushes you into life negativity and get out of it. That's all. So listen. If you know how to map principles of gravitation, principles of electromagnetic force, principles of weak nuclear force, principles of strong nuclear force into your microcosmic level, simply you know how to manifest powers. The science of power manifestation will just become reality in you if you just know how to map these four powers to your microcosmic level happenings. I'll repeat. The gravitation happening in the microcosm, when it happens in the, listen. Gravitation, which is happening in the macrocosm, when it happens in microcosm, it's greed. Electromagnetic force happening in the macrocosm, when it is happening in your microcosm, it is called fear. Weak nuclear force happening in the macrocosm, when it happens in the microcosm, it's called powerful cognitions. Example for powerful cognitions is unclutching, complete completion, sahaja samadhi, nirvigalpa samadhi. All these are powerful cognitions. That's a weak nuclear force happening in the microcosmic level. Initiation happening in the microcosmic level is strong nuclear force happening in the macrocosmic level. Strong nuclear force happening in the macrocosmic level, the same thing when it is happening in the microcosmic level, it's called initiation by me, by an incarnation, by Paramashiva directly. When Paramashiva initiates the microcosm, it is Diksha. When Paramashiva initiates the macrocosm universe, it's called strong nuclear force. The fifth is the fifth principle, fifth power, fifth force is consciousness. The example for consciousness is Paramashiva is real not because you have greed to get what you want from Paramashiva, not because you have fear and Paramashiva should protect you, not because you want to use Paramashiva as a powerful cognition and enrich your life, not because you want to get initiation from Paramashiva and empower yourself. Paramashiva is real because he is real. That is consciousness. He is real beyond all these four. That is consciousness. That is consciousness. Paramashiva is real, happening in microcosmic level is consciousness happening. Paramashiva is real, happening in the macrocosmic level is the reality of Paramashiva. Existence of Paramashiva. Existential principle or principal existence of Paramashiva. the principal, primordial, Adi, original, source existence of Paramashiva happening in the microcosmic level is consciousness. Consciousness happening in the macrocosmic level is the primordial, primal, original, Adi, source existence, principle of reality, the real principle, fundamental principle of the cosmos. Paramashiva is real. Paramashiva happening in the macrocosmic level is consciousness. Consciousness happening in the macrocosmic level is Paramashiva. Paramashiva happening in the microcosmic level is consciousness. Consciousness happening in the macrocosmic level is Paramashiva. Paramashiva is real. Is consciousness. This is the fifth force, fifth power. Power of reality. Power of existence. Power of consciousness. Today, I am introducing these 5 forces, the principles about 5 forces, and initiating all of you, empowering all of you, consciously enlightening all of you. In further satsangs, I'll map how the gravitation can be mapped to greed, how the electromagnetic force can be mapped to fear, how the weak nuclear force principles can be mapped to powerful cognitions, how the strong nuclear principles can be mapped to initiation, empower you, all of you, enlighten all of you more and more, and also will reveal the power of consciousness. If you travel through the same logic, gravity, electromagnetic force, weak nuclear force, strong nuclear force, you can easily take a jump into consciousness. Science can explore consciousness if they travel this path, because by the time they travel this path and understand these 4 powers, they will understand the uniting principle. So they will know the road to travel from first to second, second to third, third to fourth, and fourth to fifth. Science can use consciousness for betterment of the human life on this planet Earth. If they can understand these principles step by step, step by step, step by step, and get involved into knowing the reality, I know, especially for my disciples, this satsang is a feast, maybe 10-course full meal. You need to watch this satsang at least 5 times. And I want each one of you to do little Google research. study the fundamentals about gravity and greed. What modern day science says about gravity and what Upanishads reveal about greed. What modern day science say about electromagnetic force and what Upanishads reveal about fear. What modern day science reveals about weak nuclear force and what Upanishads reveal about powerful cognitions. What modern day science reveals about strong nuclear force and what Upanishads reveal about initiation, diksha. What modern day science reveals about consciousness. I think modern day science yet to decode about consciousness. But what Upanishads reveal about consciousness? Understand, map it, internalize it, have Vakyartha Sadas. You will simply start manifesting more and more powers, more and more enlightenment. The quality of your living enlightenment will just shoot up. And you will understand Hinduism is real, most scientifically scientific religion. It's literally beyond science. It can lead science to the next level. Any one of you, especially my disciples, most of you are exposed to modern day science and this ancient science I'm revealing. If you start mapping, analyzing, you will reveal, discover so many principles related to external world and internal world. Simply you will get Nobel Peace Prize or Nobel Prizes. In many fields, not just peace. In many fields, you will get Nobel Prize. Maybe there will be a time. Many of you will be receiving Nobel Prizes for revealing many principles, sacred secrets from the principle, from the truths I am revealing in these satsangs. There is so much to tell. There is so much to tell. I will reveal them step by step in further satsangs. And classes and sessions and programs for committed disciples. Understand? What's the difference between a viewer, common practicing Hindu, and committed disciple? A commonly practicing Hindu is integrated to these great truths. No doubt. He starts practicing. He may fail and succeed. He may go ups and downs, but he will revive himself, rebuild himself, practice, struggle, manifest. A committed disciple is not just individually integrated, he takes the responsibility for collective integrity. He wants to be part of this Kailasa ecosystem, bringing collective integrity and take this to the whole world. make whole world benefit from this. I am looking for those kind of people who are interested in taking collective integrity, responsibility for collective integrity. I am looking for those beings who wants to take responsibility for collective integrity and gather all of you and form the government of Kailasa. To the government of Kailasa, I will reveal the deeper truths and sacred secrets about the 6th force, 7th force, 8th force, 9th force, 10th force, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th forces. There are 14 forces, powers. These 5, I have revealed it to everyone. From 6th, I'll be revealing, initiating, empowering, enlightening people who want to take the responsibility for collective integrity, making this greater science called Hinduism useful to the whole universe. So if you are interested in becoming part of Kailasa government, want to take the responsibility for collective integrity, you can declare your commitments through the social media now, either through YouTube live chat or Facebook live comments, Twitter live messages. You can put your comments. Whoever wants to take up the responsibility for collective integrity of taking this science to the whole universe, want to spend your time. I am not looking for people with the treasure or people with the talent. I am looking for people who are ready to spend their time to take the responsibility for collective integrity. So you can take this science to the world and enrich the world, empower the world, let the whole world enjoy. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. You can put your comments, commitments. People who are part of the Kailasa government already, Adinavasis, Sannyasis, enrichers, casters, they will call you, connect with you. Let us form a larger government team of Kailasa who wants to take the responsibility for collective integrity. To them, I will share the next level powers, so you can take this. You can also enjoy, you can take this to the whole world. So this is the message on this Vijayadasami, auspicious Vijayadasami day. Let the victory be on all of us by the grace of Paramashiva. Let Paramashiva shower victory on all of us. Now, I bring not only the initiation as the living representation, living manifestation of Paramashiva, I bring consciousness of Paramashiva to everyone who is connected to me now, sitting all over the universe. Sit with your Atmalinga in your palms. You will receive the consciousness. Paramashiva himself manifesting and showering the powers related to gravity, electromagnetic force, weak nuclear force, strong nuclear force, and consciousness. Paramashiva, 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 Paramashiva. Let everyone experience the cosmic Kundalini, Paramashiva, awakening in all of us. Paramashiva, awakening in all of us. I'll give you a few minutes if you want to call your family, friends, everyone for initiation. Call all of them, your pets, your kids, your family. Get all of them. Get the Atmalinga. Settle down. I'll give the initiation now. I'll start the initiation now. Whoever wants to commit to take the collective responsibility, you can put your messages in YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, in all the social media platforms. We are live, and gather your family, friends, your pets, kids, all with their Atmalinga for the initiation. If you don't have Atmalinga, you can pick up any stone, a small stone, and keep it in your hand. I'll energize that, do Prana Pratishtha of that stone into Atmalinga, and bring conscious initiation to all of you. We'll start the initiation now. Please sit straight. Keep the Atmalinga in your hand. Just remember this one truth. Paramashiva is real. He is manifesting now as this Nijavatara in all of you. In every one of us, He himself is manifesting. This is simple truth. Reality. Not utility or just powerful cognition. It's utility also, powerful cognition also, but above all that, it is reality, truth. Sit straight. You can keep your eyes open or closed, but keep the Atmalinga in your hand. It can touch the Anandagandha, just space below the heart, above the navel, and sit for the conscious initiation. Om Paramashiva. Om Paramashiva, 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 Paramashiva.
சனடி போற்றி சிவன் சேவடி போற்றி நேயத்தே நின்றறிமலனடி போற்றி ஆயப்பிறப்பருக்கும் மன்னனடி போற்றி சீரார் பெரும் துறையினம் தேவனடி போற்றி ஆராத இன்பம் அருளும் மலை போற்றி ஈசனே சிந்தை கவனம் நேசனே நீ வருவாய் ஒடு கனிகளை கொண்டு உன்னை பூஜித்தோ அரு தருவாய் கலி என்னும் கடலினில் மூழ்கிட்டேயும் இனி கரம் வந்து
Paramashiva, 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 Paramashiva.
அருணாச்சலனே நீவாராய் அகண்ட ஜோதியனே வாராய் அல்லல் நீக்கிடவே வாராய் அதிரம் போற்றுகின்ற ஈசனே சிந்தை கவர்ந்த நேசனே நீ வருவாய் ஒடு கனிகளை கொண்டு பூஜித்தோ அருள் தருவாய் சூலமும் வெயிலில் வில்வமும் நிறையா கடல் நீர் குடியோடு தரிசனம் அல்லவா சிம்பொன் வாழ சிற்றவைதனிலே சிந்தை கவர்ந்த உன்னை சிக்கன பிடித்தேனே வந்தும் புகழ் பெறும் நான் வரை நாயகா மதியில் நிறைந்திடுவாய் மதி உணராதவர்க்கு மதி உணர் செய்திட வான்மழை அறவாடிட சூழ்ந்திட இவர் சேர நீ வருவாய் அகம் உணர்ந்திட புறம் மகிழ்ந்திட புலித்தோலோடு நீ வருவாய் விமுக்தி காரணே நாதிகேச திவ்ய பிரம்மரூபனே மீனாட்சி சக்தி சகித சுந்தரேசனே அண்ணாமலை உதித்த நித்யநந்தனே சித்து அச்சித்தெல்லாம் முன்னாலே இயக்கும் முன்னாலே உந்தன் கண்ணாலே சிகையில் அணிந்திட்ட மதியாலே மதியின் மொழியாலே தெளிந்திடும் வழியாலே ஜீவன் முக்தி பெற விழைந்தோமே உந்தன் திருவடியில் தொழுதோமே ஆகினாய் ஆகினாய் கேள்வி காண பதிலுமாகினாய் ஊழியாகினாய் உலகமாகினாய் அதுமாகி அருள்படை தருகர்ம விதைகள் தீர்க்கும் காசிநாதனே எங்கள் கர்வம் போக்கி எம்மையாலும் நேசனே ஏகாந்தமாக ஏக பாதம் தூக்கியே மணியாரை காக்க வேண்டும் நித்யநந்தனே ஈசனே சிந்தை கவர வந்த நேசனே நீ வருவாய் கதிகல சரணத்தையோ நயே காக்கிரவா
சக்தி தரும் யுத்திகள் எல்லாம் ஒன்னல ரெண்டல ஆயிருங்க. பக்தி வரும் நித்தியம் தந்த சத்தியம் எல்லாம் கேளுங்க. சக்தி தரும் யுத்திகள் எல்லாம் ஒன்னல ரெண்டல ஆயிருங்க. ஏன் என்னன்னு கேட்டா அது 8 சோரக்காய போகும். சொந்த வாழ்க்கையில நீங்க அத வண்டிட நித்திய ஆனந்தம் கூடிடுங்க. சொர்க்கமதையனோ நீங்க வெளிய தேடணும். நித்யானந்த ஸ்பூரண வந்தா தானே கூடிடும். சொர்க்கமதையனோ நீங்க வெளிய தேடணும். நித்யானந்த ஸ்பூரண வந்தா தானே கூடிடும்.
Shiva, Paramashiva, 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 Paramashiva. Let the Kundalini Shakti, Paramashakti, awaken in all of us. Paramashiva is real. Paramashiva, Paramashiva, Paramashiva.
வருகவே நலம் தரும் வாழ்வருளும் நித்யானந்தனே இடமதி சூடி நீ வருக வருகவே அன்பின் வடிவமே ஆனந்த ஈஸ்வரனே வெள்ளம் முழுதும் சிவாட்சி மலர வருகவே அடிமுடி காணாத அண்ணாமலை கல்லாகி பூடாய் புழுவாய் மரமாகி பல்விருகமாகி பறவையாய் பாம்பாகி கல்லா மனிதராய் பேயாய் கணங்களாய் வல்லசுரராய் முனிவராய் தேவராய் செல்லாரின் தாவர சங்கமத்துள் எல்லா பிறப்பும் பிறப்பிழைத்தேன் பெருமான் மெய்யே உன் பொன்னடிகள் கண்டு இன்று வீடுற்றே மெய்யே உன் பொன்னடிகள் கண்டு இன்று வீடுற்றே ஈசா அற்புரிய திவ்ய சரிதத்தில் வேண்டும் அதனால் திசை கொடு உண்மையாட் கொண்டவா கையாளும் ஈசா அற்புரிய திவ்ய சரிதத்தில் போற்ற வேண்டும் அதனால் திசை கொடு உண்மையாட் கொண்டவா வெளிவித்தவா வாழ்வுதனை மயமாக்கவா ஔஷதம் தந்தவா உடல்நிலை விடும் பொறுமை தந்தருளவா வெளிவித்தவா வாழ்வுதனை மயமாக்கவா ஔஷதம் தந்தவா உடல்நிலை விடும் பொறுமை தந்தருளவா ஊனுயிர் குறைந்திடும் ஏறுயிருமில்லையவா கையாளும் ஈசா அற்புரிய திவ்ய சரிதத்தில் போற்ற வேண்டும் அதனால் திசை கொடு எமையாட்கொண்டவா மாற்றமாம் வையகத்தின் சேரே வந்தறிவாம் தேற்றனே தேற்றத் தெளிவே என் சிந்தனையுள் ஊற்றான உன்னாரமுதே உதயானே மரணில் இருளது நீங்க தீபமாய் எழுந்த ஜோதி ஸ்வரூபானவம் அழித்து முக்தி தந்திட மலையாகி நின்ற அருணாச்சலமே மானிட ரூபம் தரித்தவா படைத்து காத்து மறை கழித்து அருளிடவே பரம ஞானம் தன்னை இறை ரூபம் கொண்ட நித்யானந்தனை அருளிடவா வேண்டும் என்று கடல் கடைந்த போது அது வரும் நன்மை உண்டு பட்டரை காத்து நின்றார் சிவ 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 நம சிவாய ஹர ஹர என அடையும் சிவ சிவாய நம சிவாய அகதிமியகாலம் நாளும் ஈசா அற்புரிய நித்ய சரிதத்தில் வேண்டும் அதனால் திசை கொடு எம்மையாட் கொண்டவா
பகவதே ருத்ராய புருஷாய அகோராய வாமதேவாய சத்யஜாதாய நமः பகவதே ருத்ராய புருஷாய அகோராய வாமதேவாய சத்யஜாதாய நமः ஓம் நமோ நமோ நமः சிவாய 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 Shiva, Shiva, Sarva Bhuvana Panchakritya Katto Guru Sada Shiva, Shiva, Krityani Sakala Tattva Mayame Mahasada Shiva, Jangama Jangama Antastha Parabrahma Para Shiva, Janma Mrityu Chakra Chedaka Shakti Dayaka Avadaya, Nigamagama Punaruddharaka Nithyananda Paramashiva. Nithyananda Paramashiva
Paramashiva, 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 Paramashiva. Paramashiva, 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 Paramashiva. Listen to this revelation intensely. You will manifest this reality now. All the principles of greed is included in the fear. Fear is the higher force inclusive of greed. Powerful cognition is higher force inclusive of fear and greed. Initiation is higher force inclusive of fear, greed, powerful cognitions. Consciousness is higher force inclusive of fear, greed, powerful cognitions and initiations. Same way, electromagnetic force is higher than the principles of gravitation and inclusive of the principles of gravitation. Weak nuclear force is not only higher, it is inclusive of the principles of gravitation and the principles of electromagnetic forces. Strong nuclear force is higher than and inclusive of gravitation force, electromagnetic force, weak nuclear force. Consciousness is higher and inclusive of gravitation force, weak nuclear force, gravitation force, electromagnetic force, weak nuclear force, and strong nuclear force. So understand, consciousness is not only higher, it is inclusive of all the other four forces. So sit with this consciousness. Paramashiva is real. You will manifest consciousness now. Paramashiva. 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 Paramashiva.
नित्यं मन्त्रं नित्यं यन्त्रं नित्यं तन्त्रं नित्यं सर्वं नित्यं मन्त्रं नित्यं यन्त्रं नित्यं तन्त्रं नित्यं सर्वं तपोयज्ञदानादिभिः शुद्धबुद्धिः विरक्तो नृपादे पदे तुच्छबुद्ध्या परित्यज्य सर्वं यदाप्नोति तत्त्वं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि तपोयज्ञदानादिभिः शुद्धबुद्धिः विरक्तो नृपादे पदे तुच्छबुद्ध्या परित्यज्य सर्वं यदाप्नोति तत्त्वं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि नित्यं मन्त्रं नित्यं यन्त्रं नित्यं तन्त्रं नित्यं सर्वं नित्यं मन्त्रं नित्यं यन्त्रं नित्यं तन्त्रं नित्यं सर्वम् दयालुं गुरुं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं प्रशान्तं समाराध्य मध्य विचार्य स्वरूपं यदाप्नोति तत्त्वं निदिध्यास्य विद्वान्.
Om Paramashiva, 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 Paramashiva. I bless you all with this conscious process and initiation. Paramashiva is real. Paramashiva. 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 Paramashiva.
that I see, all that I hear, I offer to you, Swami Nithyananda. Like this dance and this song and this joy, I surrender to you. All that I feel, all that I am, I offer to you, Swami Nithyananda. Puragaram, Karunavataram, Samsara Saram, Bhujagendraharam, Sada Vasantam, Hridayarvinde, Bhavam Bhavani, Sahitam Namami. All of my dreams, all my desires, I offer to you, Swami Nithyananda. All my frustrations, all my successes, I offer to you, Swami Nithyananda. All the fears, all the worries, all the pain, I surrender to you. All of my low moods and all my high moods, I offer to you, Swami Nithyananda. Puragaram, Karunavataram, Samsara Saram, Bhujagendraharam, Sada Vasantam, Hridayarvinde, Bhavam Bhavani, Sahitam Namami. Nithyananda, 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 Swami Nithyananda, 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 Swami Nithyananda. All that I taste, all that I smell, I offer to you, Swami Nithyananda. All that I see, all that I hear, I offer to you, Swami Nithyananda. Like this dance and this song and this joy, I surrender to you. All that I feel, all that I am, I offer to you, Swami Nithyananda. Puragaram, Karunavataram, Samsara Saram, Bhujagendraharam, Sada Vasantam, Hridayarvinde, Bhavam Bhavani, Sahitam Namami. Puragaram, Karunavataram, Samsara Saram, Bhujagendraharam, Sada Vasantam, Hridayarvinde, Bhavam Bhavani, Sahitam Namami. Bhavam Bhavani, Sahitam Namami. Bhavam Bhavani, Sahitam Namami.
ईश्वरी